All right, Cash Crew, we're back after a long layoff. How you feeling, Vlad?
I'm good. A long layoff for some people, unlike others. People get to go on vacations now. But we got
Of
a
course, that's what we do.
we got a brief good discussion for you guys this week. We're just going to touch base on what's going on around the league of the NBA. We're down to the final stretch. I believe there's about 12 games left in the NBA season, so it's about to be the best time of the year. Obviously, playoff basketball coming up very, very soon. But there's been a lot of different things that's going on in the league. But before we get into that, we definitely want to touch bases on one of the biggest things that happen in the sports world, definitely the basketball world. For those that know, those that don't know, a young man named Terence Clark who plays for the University of Kentucky, has passed away this week through a unfortunate accident in Los Angeles, California. From what reports said, he had a car crash, fatal accident. I believe he may have died on the scene. Not too sure about that, but this very, 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 very unfortunate situation. Had a good playing career. Was supposed to be in this year's draft. That's actually be a top prospect in this draft, and unfortunately, never is going to get that chance to fulfill his dreams and live the life he truly was able to live. So this definitely want to send out, condolences and prayers out to his family and all those that was close to him or knew him. It's tragic to see somebody with so much talent um, go out like that in a unfortunate situation.
Yeah, that's really sad, man. He was only 19, and I was actually in LA when this happened. So, I was in LA on vacation, and I didn't know at the time. We just was stuck in traffic, so I didn't know what it was. I saw, the accident scene, and lo and behold, when I get home, I see that everyone's mourning, saying that this kid had passed away. So it was really shocking to see that I actually saw the accident and see it break in the news. So yeah, very, very tragic. And we pray for the families. We got our thoughts and prayers going towards the families because, man, being able to, going through a situation of being able to see, my cousin go through the draft, I couldn't imagine the type it would have been to, my condolences to the family. Maybe they hear it, maybe they won't, but hopefully they find comfort in the coming years. It's going to take a long time. When there's young death, it takes a long time to get over that for sure.
That's definitely for sure. But let's go ahead and get right into it. Um, it's the home stretch. 12 more games left in the NBA season. So that means definitely things about to get a little heated in the NBA. But before we get there, we gotta talk about something that's I mean, it's mind blowing at this point. Is Stephen Curry the best point guard in the NBA?
Right now, yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, the way he's been playing, he's best player in the NBA for the past however many weeks. I don't know how long he can do this. And what is going on with Curry? Like, did he what kind of superhuman juice did he drink? He's the Monstars right now. What is going on?
I don't know. I mean, I know in the beginning of the season because a lot of people say Clay was out and KD left. They said this is gonna be the year that Curry's gonna have to prove himself, and he's making the case for it. I mean, yes, Golden State's not necessarily playing well, and they're not the Golden State that we remember. They're currently 10th in the West right now, but Curry's playing like out his mind. Like, I mean, I haven't seen a clip of this high level basketball probably since '06 Kobe, '07 Kobe. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy. I mean, dude is man, and
Run
he's still
run
at
run through
30.
his stats. Run through his stats, man.
So Curry at the moment for this season is averaging 31.2 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 5.8 assists.
Mm.
However, for the month of April, Curry's averaging 38.2 points, 4.6 assists, and 6.4 rebounds. He has 10 games straight of 30 plus in a row. He has 40 plus games in the month of April and 150 plus game in the month of April. And he
Absolutely
also
crazy.
broke the record of having 83 threes in the month of April alone.
Yeah.
83. Some people don't even shoot 83 threes in a season. He has 83 threes in 30 days. Well, it's not a full 30 days because it's not the 30th day of the month yet. So we still got a couple
Yeah,
more
month's
days.
not over.
I mean, he probably will go down as the best shooter ever, but it's like every year he just like, all right, let me take it up a level. All right, yeah, I think I had enough, and let me take it up a level. And he's not getting younger.
Crazy thing is that it's not necessarily, well, you can't say that it's not translating to wins because wasn't he out for a while?
He was out for a little bit, but he's keeping
So
Golden State relevant right now. I mean, without him, Golden State would probably be like the third worst team in the NBA, like last year.
yeah, so they're definitely his presence is definitely leading to wins, and that's the most important stat. He's doing everything, and everything is amounting to wins. They're in the hunt now. They're in the 10th spot, and this year, and only this year, because if you recall, the NBA only signed the contract for this tournament style thing for 1 year. So most likely, if it goes well, most likely they'll re up and do it forevermore. But they're only trying it this year, so they're in the playoff hunt. They're in the 10th spot, and if the playoffs were to start today, they would be playing against San Antonio, and
Which I don't
then
think
the
San Antonio
winner.
want to see them. I don't think
No,
so.
no, San Antonio doesn't have enough to beat Curry. They're both kind of in the same boat. It's just the fact that literally the only difference is that Golden State has Curry. Other than that, they both stinky teams. But yeah, they have Curry and San Antonio doesn't.
Yeah, I'm
But
looking at
Lord
this.
have mercy, if Portland was to go on a slide, hmm,
Man, if we got to see a play-in game with Portland and Golden State and have Dame and Steph go at it, that's much watch basketball. I think that might be better than Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell in the bubble last year.
yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, look, they were on the same team and they were going at it in the All-Star game. So I didn't want to go past this, just in case people listening don't know how this works. So let me explain the NBA play-in tournament how it works. So instead of the usual where we used to have top eight, was it top eight seeds
Top eight
go
seeds.
on into the playoffs? That still remains. It's just now that the top six are waiting for the bottom, seven or six
Actually,
through seven
I'm
through
sorry.
10.
It's the top six seeds.
Was it no? Is that's NFL? That's
No,
NFL.
NFL take.
Yeah, it's NFL because NBA. Here's how it works. So we
Yeah,
have
you're right. You're right. You're right. NFL because the top two teams get the bye week. Yeah, you're right. So it is 8 in the NBA. I'm tripping.
yeah
I'm
yeah.
tripping. My
So
fault.
this is how it works. Prior to the season they didn't do this, but for this season they're going to have seventh through 10th place fighting for the seventh and the eighth seed. So even though you're the seventh seed, you could lose, and technically you could not make the playoffs somehow. So, well, seventh seed is gonna be the easiest one though. So you have seventh seed and eighth seed, or what they're gonna call the 7-8 game, and the loser of the 7-8 game will play the winner of the 9-10 game. Okay, so 7-8 game, 9-10 game. 7-8, whoever wins that 7-8 game becomes the seventh seed. Whoever loses the 7-8 game waits for the winner of 9-10. So 10 is eliminated. If they lose, 10 is eliminated. If 9 loses, they're eliminated. Whoever wins 9-10 game plays the loser of 7-8 game, and they will go for the 8th seed. It's really kind of it's hard to really think about it if you're just hearing me talk about it, but just Google it. Google NBA play-in tournament and find it on their website on NBA.com, and you'll be able to see the actual bracket. It'll make sense. But yeah, that's that play-in tournament. I could see this staying actually,
I
because
could
of how
too.
much they like the bubble. I could definitely see this staying forevermore.
But it also gives incentive because you always find those years, especially in the West, when you got those last 8, 9, 10 teams and they're always a game or two apart. And on paper or playing styles, they're not much of a difference. And like number 9 could easily be an A seed, or even some years number 10 could be an A seed. And you're just like, man, they just didn't get a chance. So I kind of like it. I hope they don't drag it, but I kind of like it only because you look at these teams, Portland, Memphis, San Antonio, Golden State. Yeah, and I mean Portland's 32-28, Golden State's 30-30, 2 games.
I mean, it's very clear they're doing this for Zion. I mean,
Yeah, that too, because New
for
Orleans right there
Zion,
is peeking in.
For Dame, you know, to get some of these teams in there, and then you got Ja as well. So I'm not mad at it though. And the crazy thing is they did this for Zion, and that team's still tragic. They're right outside number 10, and I don't think they make it, which is
I don't
funny.
think so either. Yeah, I don't think so either.
NBA bending over backwards, and they still don't make it because they're
That's what
trash.
they get, trying to force feed you Zion down your throat. It's like, man, let him develop a little bit more. He's still really on his first full year playing,
No, I
honestly.
mean, it's not even that. I think he is who we think he is. Like he's giving us buckets. He's doing every. I mean, he's averaging over 25. So what more can you do on a team where you're the vet? Like he's literally the vet in his second year. So there's no one on the team that has been there longer than him. They traded everyone else away. So you know, they just got to get better. They're a young team. If you're a vet, you're the oldest guy on the team that been on the team longest is Zion. It's not a good deal.
Not at all. Yeah, New Orleans might want to pick up some free agents in the offseason. I know you guys let go JJ Redick and Drew Holiday, but um, you got a lot of young talent, but you're gonna need some vets and some older guys to get over that hump to the next step. Because these young guys, unless you want to wait 3, 4, 5 years for them to develop all together, usually teams don't do that no more. Um, aka OKC. I think that was the last of that. But if that's the route you want to take, it is risky. But if you want to make some playoff runs or even deep playoff runs, you definitely need vets. Guys has been in the league for at least a decade plus, to teach these young guys how to play basketball at a high level and also how to be a winner. That's most important in this league. You gotta learn how to be a winner. So on that note, let's go ahead and move on to one of the catastrophic injuries that I think nobody saw coming. And I think his team is going to take a hit. Jamal Murray tearing his ACL. What does that mean for the Denver Nuggets?
Jokic is gonna have to step up, and if they continue to win, he's a shoe in for MVP. There's not gonna be any. There should not be any debate.
No Joel Embiid?
No, I don't care what Joel is saying. Troel.
But what happens if Philly gets the number 1 seed in the East?
I don't care.
Wow.
Jamal
Okay.
Murray, when you lose Jamal Murray and you're still winning games, you're the MVP. Period. I don't want to hear about Joel Embiid, Troel Embiid, and what's going on over there. Because in the end, when they're Joel was talking about this on Twitter, as he talks about everything on Twitter. This man needs to get a wife or something. So he's like, "Yeah, I'm dominating, dude. You're doing points and rebounds. Okay,
But
Jokic is
Philly's number 2 in the East right now. I mean,
that's
and he's
perfectly
leading them.
that's
It's not
perfectly
Ben.
fine. We understand what the MVP means. It does not mean first seed. It means one of the top four, and that's what Denver is, top four, right? Am I correct in that?
Denver is currently number 4 in the West.
Okay, so they filled out that little
But technically, it's top 4 in the league, not top 4 in your conference. But go on.
okay, so let's go there. Let me see.
If you're talking about top 4 in the league, you're gonna look at Utah, Phoenix, Brooklyn, and Clippers.
Yeah, okay. And then they're right outside that with one, two, three, four. Yeah, five.
Probably 5 or 6.
They're five. One, two, three, four, five. Oh, six. My bad. Yeah, six. So same thing. I mean, I to me, if I had a vote, I'm voting Jokic because he does way more for his team. They're still a top team. I can't justify having Joel Embiid over him when you look at what he does on the assist side. When you add that part in it, knowing that he's the best passing big man in the league right now, and they lost Jamal Murray, and they're still winning games. It's gonna be hard for me to, if I had a vote, for me to give it to Joel Embiid.
I definitely agree. I mean, looking at his stats this year, 26.2 points, 10.9 rebounds, and 8.7 assists. I think that's the biggest
Incredible,
one. Has a big man, you're averaging 8.7 assists. There's guards in this league who never averaged that much in their whole career.
incredible.
And he's doing this, has a big. But again, just by typical what the NBA usually does by trends or past history, it's usually goes to the best guy on the best team or the first or second best team in the league. And again, if Philly finished first, I kind of see them give it to Embiid. I mean, I really would not mind for Jokic to get it. I think he deserves it. He's having a phenomenal year, putting up out of the charts numbers, but it's going to be hard unless Denver does some miracle leap and get into the top 2 in the West. I just knowing the NBA, they're going to pick a guy that's one of the top 2 teams in the league, and is probably going to go to Embiid.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
it wouldn't be a travesty, but the NBA players would burn
they'll have
shit
something
down.
to say about it.
Yeah, they would burn shit down. Cause in the end, like, bro, come on now. It's not a contest. It's not a
I
contest.
can't say that. Embiid is playing good this year. I can't give it.
It's
I
not
can't
a,
say that.
when you add 8.7 assists, it is not a contest. Joel Embiid doesn't do anything give me pull up his stats.
Joel Embiid, 30 points, average 11.1 rebounds, 3.1 assists.
It's this
30 and 11 though.
that's nice. But you're not accounting for 8 assists. Let's say it's 2 points per assist. All right. That's
Yeah.
another
So
16 points that he is. So if you were to take away those assists, it would be his points. No, that's how you got to
not
kind of think of it.
not necessarily, but I see where you're going. So he's accountable for about minimum 44 points. That's with no threes on those assists.
Ball game. Ball game. Give me Jokic.
Okay. I
So
mean, I can't disagree with it. I think Jokic, if he wins it, I would not be mad at all. I think Jokic is very well deserving of this MVP award. It just,
I honestly
again,
don't. I don't want to hear about Harden right now. I don't want
nah,
to hear about
you
Giannis.
can't give it to Harden. He got traded to another team
Yeah,
mid-season. I don't care how
both
good he's playing.
both
That don't
LeBron
mean
and AD are out. They
out.
missed many
Yeah,
games. So it's a two-guy race, and and when it's gonna be tough. Don't get me wrong, because I'm sure I'm just one that feels strongly about this. I'm sure it's gonna be split down the middle because yeah, Embiid is balling, and his team is number 2 versus Denver being number 4.
4.
So, but but Jamal Murray getting hurt is what's gonna
That
change
does
this.
play. Yeah.
If they're
Um,
continuing to win without Jamal Murray, consider it game over. At least for me. I don't know how they think about this, but I would think that this has something to do with it. Joel Embiid will say, well, it's not my fault Jamal Murray got hurt. But in
absolutely.
the end, it strengthens the case. Whether you like it or not, it strengthens his case if they continue winning. That's all that matters. And
But
Jokic
on
has already said he doesn't care about that shit. He wants to win a championship. But
Yeah, that's not
that's
happening this year. But I
yeah.
mean, it's tough only because Jamal Murray got hurt at the end of the season. So you don't see a whole year. Like if Jamal Murray got hurt the first maybe 1 or 2 months of the season, then you could say, okay, Jokic carried Denver for the remainder of the season. So, but because he got injured at the end of the season, they're gonna be like, all right, yeah, Jamal, it wasn't there, but what, the last maybe 18, maybe
But
20
it,
games,
it will count for something
it
though.
will count. It will hold some weight.
In a race this tight, you're looking for anything for separation. And for Embiid, he has not only his stats. If we offset the stats, you have the success of the teams, and Joel Embiid has that in his corner. But is Joel Embiid with the full strength team more valuable than
Hmm.
Jokic with his second in command gone for the last few, and with a good resume? Like I said, they have to
But Denver
win.
have a squad now. Don't get. I know Jamal Murray's out, but Denver got a squad.
That's their number two guy though. Ben Simmons is not out. So that's, is it stronger to say that Philly, full strength is Joel Embiid is better as a most valuable player, or is Jokic more valuable? To me, it makes more sense. Yes, he's more valuable, especially when the number
With
two
Jamal
guy
Murray
is
out,
out.
yeah,
But we don't know how the NBA really calculates those things. So very, very interesting stuff.
I agree. Um, is the Knicks back?
The Knicks are back. Knicks tape. Shout out to Dub.
Can't
Knicks
believe I'm
tape.
saying this. The Knicks are actually relevant in the
Well,
modern day era.
let me put this on wax. And I've said this to Dub multiple times, and all my Knicks fans that I know. I do not enjoy when they suck. I don't.
Well, I mean,
I'm not,
everybody knows the NBA is better when the Knicks are winning,
not
or at
even
least
that.
relevant.
It's not even that. I enjoy beating the Knicks when they're good. I don't like beating them when they're
So you like
bad.
that petty? You like stomping on them when you know they got firepower.
No, it's not petty for that. It's just a
That's
competitor in
petty.
me. I how's that petty?
That's petty.
I want them to be good when we stomp their face in. So there's no excuses. That's not petty. That is me being an ultimate competitor and wanting my opponent to be at full strength. If you beat me when you're at full strength, then we can just say, shoot, damn, you got me. Or, if we beat y'all at full strength, it's the same way. There's no excuses to be had. Oh, well, Randall was hurt. Oh, well, nope. I don't want to hear none of that. They are at full strength. They're playing very well. I enjoy seeing that. I enjoy, I guess the petty side would be me enjoying the fact that the fans would be so they're like filled with anxiety when we beat and they cry. I don't know. I guess that part would be
I know
petty.
Knicks fan, they ain't crying. They out here cussing you out courtside, even you up by 50.
Which is
But
crazy. The crazy thing about that is that the Knicks and Miami are similar in terms of where they are in the standings and the win loss. But if you look at Heat Twitter versus Knicks Twitter, it is a completely different
it's
place
night
right
and day
now.
different. Night
It
and day
shows it
different.
shows you that one team has won a championship recently. Sorry, I had to throw that one in there. Expectations are
See
low.
what I'm saying? Petty. Like I
Expectations
said,
are low.
petty.
Nah, nah, nah. No, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying seeing it. And they play good basketball, and they play the basketball that I like. Defense, right? So a
That's
lot of,
Tom Thibodeau for
yeah.
you.
And that's really all that changed. That's really all that
That's Tom
changed.
Thibodeau all the
It,
way.
it's good to see, and I'm hoping that they keep it up so we can see more Knicks tape in the NBA. Everyone loves when the Knicks are doing well, as well as the
Absolutely.
Dallas Cowboys.
No, hell no. No niggas. They can go to the dirt. Send them niggas to the gulag. But the Knicks are currently 34 and 27 in the East right now, standing in the fourth seed, actually. 3 games behind the Milwaukee Bucks. They're on a 9-game winning streak. I can't. Oof,
Is it
that don't.
9 or 10 now?
It's
I
not.
could have sworn it was 10.
I believe it's 9. But anyway, that didn't even come out my
Yeah, it's
mouth
9.
right.
Mm-hmm.
9 games. It was Knicks. What? How? Well, anyway, um, I don't know. I mean, I really didn't see this coming. I mean, they did pick up Julius in the offseason. That was good. I still don't understand why they let Austin Rivers go because he was playing good for them. But hey, it's neither here or there. But this
Hold
boy,
on, this is Julius' first season with them.
yes,
Wow, I thought he was there. I could
nope.
have sworn he was
This is
there.
Julius' first year with the New York Knicks. This is the first time the New Yorks did free agency correctly for once.
Mm. Damn,
Uh,
LA. What y'all got going on? Well, he wasn't with LA. Who was he with first?
Julius Randle went from LA. From LA, he went to Cat.
can look that up real quick. I'm gonna look it up. Don't worry.
New Orleans.
Was it New Orleans? Okay.
It was New Orleans. Yep. But the Knicks are currently led by their all-star this year, Julius Randle, averaging 24 points, 10.5 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Good
Very,
shit.
very, very, very all-star like numbers. I hope the Knicks do something right by one, keeping him. Two,
Yeah, lock
um,
him up.
find what pieces you can do to build around him along with that young core. This might be a start of something. Develop RJ Barrett, see what he really could be, and maybe get some pieces in the draft. I mean, maybe you probably not gonna have a high draft pick this year, especially if you make the playoffs. But you're still New York City. You're still the Knicks. You got deep pockets. See what stars you can lure to the Garden. Maybe a Zach Levine down the road. Who knows? The Knicks just don't blow this opportunity. You got this young core. You're winning now. It seems like Tom Thibodeau is working for you guys. Don't let this be a 1 year hiccup and then go back to regular Knicks agenda like you guys have done in the past. But the Knicks are relevant. I can't believe I'm really looking at this. They are number 4 in the East, and this is impeccable. So,
And it's
um,
legit. Nine
and
games. Legit.
yeah, a legit 9-game winning streak. Not
This
no.
is his second season. I looked it up. His second season. He played 64 games last year and 60 games this year.
Oh, okay,
Durable. Durable
yeah.
guy. He wasn't that
Well,
way.
last year just felt so short, and so yeah, he was there last year. Yeah, I can believe it. That's crazy. 2020. I feel like we just finished watching the finals the other month, but but anyway, I, I, the Knicks are looking good. I can't even cap. Like the Knicks are like, dang, it's like one of those things you don't kind of want to play a little bit because like they really don't have nothing to lose, but they're playing well. So it's like you kind of have to wake up and play them because they will catch
Right.
you. They will catch you
Exactly.
slipping.
Any
And
team with Frank Nickina,
yeah,
whatever
he
his
he
last
can go
name
to the
on the
house too.
bench.
He can
if
go to
any
the house.
if anyone
Nah,
they got Dennis Smith on their roster as well.
but who's really hooping for them outside of Julius Randle is D Rose.
Wow, you just gonna leave RJ Barrett out? He's hooping as well.
There's an avid listener that listens to our show every week. I had a long conversation about RJ Barrett with him. Not gonna say any names, but we're just gonna leave it like that. So I'm not gonna get into the RJ Barrett talk. I have my things about RJ Barrett, but that's neither here or there.
Well,
But
he's
yeah,
hooping.
shout out to the Knicks, man. Don't be a first round bounce, which I kind of predict you guys to be, but hey, it is what it is. Let's see what they really made of when it comes around May and it's playoff time.
Yes, sir.
But last but not least, what in the hell is going on with the Boston Celtics?
Well, they've cleaned up lately. It was really ugly for a while, but if you notice, the teams that are struggling to really have legs are teams that went very deep in the bubble last year. They're struggling right now because they're just running out of steam. Um, Utah, pretty fresh. Phoenix, pretty fresh. Clippers, pretty fresh. Look at Denver and the
Clippers won
Lakers.
7 games in the second round. That's a deep playoff run.
Well, it's not 30. I mean, it's not what 70 days of rest. So a lot of the teams that did go deep, I mean, they're struggling to get their legs. There are a lot of injuries this season. I, for one, think the Jamal Murray injury was because there was not enough rest between. So
I think
a
it was
lot,
just a freak accident because he landed wrong though. But I mean, it could be that. But the way
yeah,
I saw it,
legs are weaker. You didn't get your off-season treatment. There's a lot of injuries this season that it could have been prevented, and league doctors are saying so. So um,
true, I agree with that.
but as far as Boston's been playing better of late, but they had, our resident Boston Celtics fan Schmidt will tell you, they are allergic to winning back-to-back games, and
Which
that
is a
is a
problem.
but it's a hallmark of a young team. At this point, they shouldn't be labeled that way. But like I always say about Jason Tatum, the the number one knock against him is the inconsistency. But this time, I don't think it's Jason Tatum. He's been balling and he's been consistent. It's they just can't put it together when it matters. And I really can't put my finger on it because I don't watch them. So
Are we still using the young team thing? Okay, I'm looking at their roster. The core guys, right, that we usually see. Jalen Brown, of course. Okay, I could say young. Taco Fall don't play. Evan Fournier, he's been in the league for some time now.
but
Jabari
he just got
Parker,
traded there, so he hasn't really had an impact on the team.
true. Jabari Parker just got there too, but he's been around the league for a while. Marcus Smart is kind of borderline. I mean, he's still young, but he's been in the league a little time now. He got some games on his belt. Jason Tatum still fairly young. Tristan Thompson definitely been in the league long enough. Kemba Walker's definitely been in the league long enough, and Robert Williams fairly young. So I mean, it's a mixture. It's a mixture. They don't have really old guys, but I don't want. I mean, yeah, Jason Tatum and Jalen, I think they're in their third and fourth year respectively. But it's just like because they came out the gate with deep playoff runs, it's like if you calculate it, they almost played probably an additional season and a half just because of playoff games added to their, resume. So it's like, yeah, they're young, but it's like, guys, y'all been in high leverage games. For goodness sakes, Jason Tatum, you played to game 7 against LeBron James in the Eastern Conference Finals. So, um, I don't know.
I mean, it I honestly think this is who they are. I think they overachieved last season. This is who they are. Look at their Kimball Walker, Marcus Smart, Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, Robert Williams. That's not scaring anyone. So I think they're pretty much who they are right now. They're not a top 4 team in the East.
Nope.
5 or 6 is pretty much where everyone had them pegged, depending on which Miami Heat team wanted to, show up, and they wanted to be, Jekyll and Hyde this season just as well. So Miami is, they are who they are. So I don't think at this point in the season that there are any excuses. The teams are who they are at this point, and we just can't gloss over. We can't really make any excuses for them anymore.
So,
Unfortunately,
so
because
does
I would like
anybody
to
in
make
the East fear playing Boston? I mean, does Brooklyn, Philly, Milwaukee,
no. Nah.
and that's a problem though. You see what I'm saying? It's like even though they're the second half of the seedings in the East, you would think, okay, yo, come to playoff time, yeah, they might be on the second half, but we don't want to play them. And I'm looking at these top teams. I'm like, yo, I think all of them's like, oh, we got Boston. All right, cool. And
You know, I don't know.
even New York might have a chance to beat them.
It is a problem, but at the same time, problem for who? Because in the end, like I said, most people peg them exactly where they are. They overachieve for a few seasons now and eating on a conference that was not very good. And all they did was Philly got a new coach, Brooklyn got some new pieces, New York playing well, and here we are. And Atlanta playing way better. Like that's something that we haven't talked about, but my God, like that's all the things that happen. And look at where they are. They are where they're supposed to be. They were over, if anything, like we talked about, stocks all the time, stocks being overinflated, Tesla stocks being overinflated. This is the pullback for Boston. This is where they should be. This is who they are. As long as the two J's are inconsistent, this is who they are. Like, because it's one thing. I think the other thing about Jason Tatum, uh, and well, the two J's. Let's just say the two J's, their stats doesn't necessarily lead to wins all the time. And I noticed that about Bam Adebayo as well. So you got to be able to impact the game to where you are actually making winning plays and helping the team win. So I would be interested in you guys tell us in the comments, hit us up. Of course, we're going to talk about this on Monday, but I would be interested to hear about their stats, win versus losses. And I'm
Mm.
talking about the two J's because other than them, I don't look at anyone else. It's obvious those
I
are the two
mean,
guys.
yeah, that's the two guys that gonna lead them.
So in wins and losses, I would be very interested to know what their stats are. I'm not gonna look it up now because that take too long. But yeah, y'all let us know on Monday on Clubhouse.
But before we go, just one last thing. So you said they're a little overvalued or a little overhyped. But then I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yo, the whole process to get this team together was a lot. I mean, look what Danny Ainge did. I mean, this dude accumulated picks for like what 4 years straight. Then you go get Jason Tatum, a lottery pick, Jalen Brown, a lottery pick. So it's like, aren't we kind of expecting high hopes for Boston for all this stuff? I mean, they didn't go get KD, they didn't go get Paul George. They signed Kemba Walker. They had Gordon Hayward. Then they got rid of him. Got Jalen Brown. Got Jason Tatum. Got Kemba Walker. Had Kyrie. Got rid of him. It's like, what else are you supposed to? You know what I'm saying? Like Boston's supposed to be a contender. Like, so I can't really say they're overvalued. I say they're underachieving, if anything, because like, no, yes, you have young guys in your core, but you did spend 4 years accumulating a lot of picks to get high picks so you can get top players. And you got these top players. So it's like, okay, they're third, fourth year. Well, time to go. Because you know who won a championship in their third year? Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, I think the issue is they were to me they were overachievers in a conference that was lesser than because they made it to the conference finals now two times. I think is that it. Once against the
I think
Heat, once
once.
again.
I think they got bounced in the second round twice.
Okay,
I don't think they
so
went
I
back
mean,
after
it
they lost
just
to LeBron.
yeah, it just sounds like a team that's trying to get over the hump. That's why I say that they are who they are right now. They're figuring it out. And, every Celtics fans that I talk about or talk to about this, they all say the same thing. It's like they put too much on Jason Tatum. Oh, okay, cool. So now we're in year what? 4 or 5?
No,
Year
Jason
4, right?
Tatum.
He came
Yeah,
in
year
same year as
four.
Bam Adebayo. So year 4 now. And he's starting to put numbers on the board, but the team's not winning that many games. So I want to see next season when we have a full off season. Because to be honest, I don't think they're doing anything this off season. This
Probably
playoffs.
not. It's accumulating more picks some way,
Right.
somehow.
I don't think they're gonna do much in the playoffs this year. Just based off where they are. It's just people get so up, and I can say this about Miami as well. Was it a fluke? No, they overachieved. So does that mean that it's a fluke? I don't know. I don't think so because of all the injuries that were happening. Where are the injuries for Boston Celtics? Jason Tatum had COVID. He's still dealing with that. We can count that as an injury, but he's still playing well. Even with the issues with the lungs and everything, he's still playing well. Could he have been playing better? We'll never know, but there's just no more excuses to be made for the Celtics. They
I
are who
think,
they are this season. We can't look at all the different things they've done before. I think we're overachieving those years, and they are who they are right now.
yeah, and I think they got an identity crisis. They don't know who they are.
Hmm. How so?
I mean, you look at them. Are they a defensive team? Are they an up and down team? Are they a half court team? Are they a physical team?
If I
I
look at
mean,
them, you got speed in Kimber Walker, you have high flying in Jalen,
yeah,
and
you
then you
got it, but
have
do they play that way? You see what I'm saying? There's the difference.
I don't know. I don't watch a lot of Boston Celtics, but I would say it just seems with those three guys, that's their big three. Gordon Hayward's gone now, so that's their big
Kemba
three,
and the
so
two
to speak.
J's.
Yeah, that's their big three, so to speak, who you look to for most of your offense. And that's a high flying duo. Jason Tatum attacking from the perimeter, and then you have Jalen attacking the rim and Kimba attacking the rim as well. So I would think they want to be an up tempo team. I don't know if they play that way, but it makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, sounds nice, but it's not what happening.
Right. You gotta
Not at
execute.
all. But anyway, thanks guys for tuning in to another week's episode. We'd definitely like to hear from you guys. So be sure to leave a comment on this week's episode, along with any other episode from the following previous weeks. Also, be sure to join us on Clubhouse this Monday at 7 p.m. Again, this Monday at 7 p.m. Please join us on Clubhouse. If you need an invite, go ahead and slide in the DMs on at sports underscore cash underscore and let us know that you need an invite so you can so we can add you to the room. On that note, thanks again for tuning into another week's episode, and we'll see you next time.
All right, Cash Crew. Until next time.